Welcome everyone to Disruptive Conversations. I'm giving you all a minute to come on. I'm catching my breath. It's been an unusually busy work morning and excited to be here with you. I gotta tell you, doing this show, doing Disruptive Conversations, I get to think about things and come up with new ideas or have self-reflection that I hadn't thought about before. So today, first of all, for those of you who haven't been here before, welcome. So happy to have you here. And for those of you who are returning, great to have you back. And today, I'm just going to tell you quickly about the show, about me. So welcome to Disruptive Conversations with thought leaders, entrepreneurs, innovators, attorneys, and authors, in which we deep dive into the experiences these women have needed to navigate and conquer in order to have created their personal and professional success up to this point in time. I'm Dr. Risa Reiger, clinical psychologist, and I'm an expert in change. I help people, companies, teams make positive change. And the good news is that positive change can happen at any point. You're never too late. But in order to create positive change, we need to disrupt. We need to disrupt a thought, a feeling, a belief, a habit, a behavior in order to create our 10.0 lives. And that's what this conversation is all about. And today it's going to be me and you. And I'm going to talk about something that really affects all of us on some level. And I saw what happened to me, and I'm going to share that with you as well, which is that, we have the expression, go big or go home. And what does that really mean? What does it really mean, go big or go home? Now, there's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with going big, but staying home is not a great thing. And there isn't a need to stay home. I'm a little bit in a different setup, so I'm adjusting a little bit here. Okay. But staying home is not a good thing. And so we don't have to stay home. We have to stay put. And this is what we do instead. And here's one of the pieces of mythology about go big. When you go big, you still have to do small. When you go big, you still have to be able to do what you can do. And big doesn't happen all at once. Just think about it. If you go and have a great meal somewhere, you cannot, as wonderful as that meal is, you can't have the whole thing at once. You have to cut pieces and eat it and stay with it. And that's what's really important. And so we oftentimes have this notion that we have to go big and stay big. But what happens is that we're not going to be able to take steps, because steps are exactly what that means, is that we have to take steps. And so sometimes we feel like if we're not doing big things, whatever that is, that we're really not doing it right. We're not doing it enough. We are never going to make it. And I think that's part of the fearfulness that we can have, is that if I just take this step, that I'm never going to get there. But that's not true. That's just our worry coming out, our fearfulness, our anxiety, if that may be, that is emerging, and also our doubts. And oftentimes we don't hear, take the step that you can take, and to be able to do what's doable at the moment, and that isn't second best. And here's one of the reasons why. It's not second best because, in fact, when you're doing what is doable in the moment, you, in fact, are taking action. And every person that you think of in your mind who've been successful or are successful or have achieved, and if you think about entrepreneurs or athletes anyone who's in the process of achieving something, there's practice, there's an iteration, there's trying new things that go into making it happen. When a team takes on a project, you have to then break it down and figure out what's doable and what is the first step. And we undo ourselves when we create a step that isn't a doable step. It can be an aspirational step, it can be an inspirational step, but it may not be a feasible step. So number one is that go big or go home, don't go home. 2 is that do what's doable and figure out what that is. And 3, that doing what's doable is not nothing. Doing what's doable is so important. It's so crucial. And that is going to help you get where you want to go. The other piece about it is that from a neuroscience perspective, is that when we're in action and when we're doing and we take a step and we succeed at it, it inspires us, it fortifies us, it gives us much more foundation to go on and to take the next one, and then the one after that. And so it can't happen all at once. But if you go out there and you keep trying, that is what is going to get you there. And there's confusion often between dreaming big and going big. You should definitely dream big. Absolutely dream big. And dreaming big is wonderful. Let yourself go there. Sometimes we set such small, inadequate, not really where our hearts and minds are. But maybe that's a start point. Perhaps that's a start point. Whatever your start point is a great place to start. There is no wrong start point, because starting is always better than not. Doing what's doable, starting somewhere, is going to get you going on your path. And so when you dream big, write that down for yourself. Write down your dream. And then after you write down your dream, or whatever going big is, whatever this all means for you, start to figure out what in fact is doable and make that happen. Get that going. But we get a lot of messaging about, it's not enough. Like, this is what I'm looking to do, and right now I can do this. It's just so small. So here's one example where when I was thinking about doing this particular topic, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is what I did. So I met these people, and it turned out we were able to meet up and went out to lunch, had a wonderful, wonderful time. They had some other activities afterwards, and I thought, oh gosh, I want to write to them, and thank them, and how meaningful and wonderful it was to spend time with them, because in fact that was all true. It was absolutely delightful. And they were coming in from an island, and we just had this lunch together. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm going to give them a chance to be with their families and do what they need to do. And I was going away, and then I came back, and I had an emergency with my dog, which was just, I had to put her in a pen and give her painkillers, and it was really just day in and day out, real nightmare, up all night for nights and nights on end. And I kept thinking, I want to write them this wonderful, wonderful email to really tell them how much it meant to me and how much I enjoyed being with them. And I realized I wound up not writing it until I could really sit down and write it. And that was a mistake, because what happened was that I was trying to go big, but really I was not doing what I needed to do. What I should have done and what I realized I should have done as it came to me doing this story is that I should have written them and said, hi, thanks so much for a great time. Would love to tell you more. I'm in the midst of this emergency and I will get back to you. But I was waiting until I could go big. And I've learned from that. I'm sharing that with you. I know it may not be the most impactful example, but it is really, really representative of do what you can do. And we always can learn. We can always grow. So while we're here together right now, think about something that you'd like to achieve. Think about it. What is it? Whatever it may be. It could be in work. It can be in your health. It can be as something that you need to take care of that you haven't taken care of. Whatever any of that may be. And right now, identify one of those things. And then think about what it is that you can do today. Even if you have 3 minutes, what is it that you can do today towards that end? And thanks for all the waves, thank you. And if you can think about something and have come up with something, just put a Y, write a check, a check mark. Just acknowledge that you have figured something out. Because I'd really like for you to come away with something doable. Even if I'm going to put this on my calendar, I'm going to write myself a reminder, and I'm going to then spend the time on it. Whatever it may be for you, go ahead and do it. Because doing it beats not doing it all the time. Believe me, I know. So what happened was that when I wrote the email, I had to then write about, I'm so sorry that I didn't get back to you in a more timely fashion, and this is why, and da 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 da. And I hope that you understand. And of course somebody would understand, but I really could have been much more effective at that moment in time. So think about, where do you get stuck? Because we all do. We all do. We all do get stuck. And so let yourself dream. Let yourself dream as big as you want to dream. And my Liz Elting has a fabulous book out about dream big. Dreaming big is great, but dreaming big also gets to be translated to how you make a phone call, sending out an email, going to an event to meet people, even and especially if you're feeling uncomfortable about it, that you give yourself that opportunity to take the big, identify the big, and then do the doable to really make that happen. And I'll just tell you that I'm just so happy to be here spending time with you and sharing some thoughts. If there's something that you would like me to talk about, please go ahead and put it into the comments. If there's a topic, if there's a question that you have, I'm happy to be responsive to that. And for those of you who are here for the first time, thanks so much for coming. Be back next week, and I'll be announcing my next guest. And if you haven't followed me, please do. I drop important information all the time, and videos and things for you to think about, to do what it is that's doable so that you're able to make the changes in your life. And always remember that positive change can happen at any point in time. It's never too late. Even if you think it is, there's something from within you that you would like to address, achieve, make happen, that would give you that satisfaction. And actually, one more thing, before I sign off is that if there's some way that you can commit with yourself to finding that moment of delight in your life for today, find the delight. No one can give it to you. You'll find it. And if you have found one space of delight, and delight could be in doing what is doable for you today, taking that step, finding that doable, go ahead and do it. And let me know how it went. So thanks everyone for coming here. If you haven't followed me, please follow me. If you know someone who needs to hear this, please let them know so they can come and join us next time. See you next Thursday at noon on Disruptive Conversations. And always know that I've saved a seat for you.